Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing. Welcome. This is your Friday, March 27th, 2020 Daily Dose of Awesomeness. Okay, so if this is your first time joining us, what we are doing during this time that we are all, many of us, stuck inside our homes is I'm going to just catch up with you every couple days. We're going to have a little chat. I'm going to answer some of your questions. So if you have a question, now do keep in mind it's one question. So if you post multiple questions, I'm only going to answer your first question. And also, if I do answer your question in a video, you might as well just not even bother taking the time to write more questions, because in order to get hopefully at least one question answered for everyone or as many people as possible, I'm only going to answer one question per person. So once your question's answered, your question has been answered. And we're going to move on to other people so as many people as possible can get some answers to their questions at this time. So we're going to hang out. We're going to spend some time together. We're going to answer some questions. If you have a question, put that down below. And then the next time I come to chat with you guys, which will likely be Sunday, it's pretty much going to be doing about every other day or so. But then you'll have your questions and I'll throw them in the hat. If you are someone who's already asked a question previously, be it on my Facebook page or in a previous video, I have already put your question in the hat. So you do not need to re-ask that question. I figure we'll do that, save everybody a little bit of time. So your question is in the hat if you've already posed it. So maybe it'll be pulled Sunday. If it's not pulled today, hang in there, because we are going to be pulling a handful of them every day to get as many of you some answers, some help at this time. And also just chat, catch up, anything that the angels want you to know. We do start off every time with some general messages. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to shuffle these real perfect. The angels always want to start off with a general. Keep them, okay. Oh, they want me to keep these nearby. That should be fun. Okay. So just whatever general messages they have for you. Oh, perfect. And then when we get to the questions that individuals asked, I already did my crazy shuffle with those. There's a lot of questions about love. So I put those on the ground and I twirled them and shuffled them and made big circles with them and made a big mess. So they're flipped upside down and upright, and those are good to go. But okay, you guys can see these. Excellent. So these messages are for everyone. Everyone gets these. And we have two cards. We have Simplify Your Life at the bottom. It says, I cherish the simple pleasures of life. Oh dear. Of all the times for the UPS, Lexi, they don't have you a package today. Not today. Quiet. Come here. They love the UPS man. They love the FedEx man. They think every box is for them. Maybe someday I'll post one of their little videos opening boxes. My neighbors like to come over to watch it just because it's so entertaining, because they, okay, Allie, okay, sit down. Because they love opening boxes. So hopefully she will be quiet. She is standing in a very alert position, ready to bark if she hears him get out of his vehicle, but he is not parked right outside of us. They've got good ears. They hear them coming down the street. Oh no. Oh boy, FedEx man's leaving. No, Allie. He doesn't have anything for you. Lexi. Okay, now that he's gone, they'll be quiet. Hopefully. Back to where were we? Simplifying your life. I cherish the simple pleasures of life and service. Okay, now. So most of us, many of us, are in our homes right now. Very similar to the message that was posted on Facebook. They're very consistent. I'm fixing my mic. Hopefully you're not hearing it clink. Okay. So during this time, it's just very important to shift our perspective on things. Because, there's a lot of people out there that just don't want to be home. Because most of us are on the go all the time, going here, going there, to suddenly have everything come to a screeching halt. And not because you're going on some fun exotic vacation, but because screeching halt to hang out in your home and stay there for 2+ weeks at a time. Many people are not comfortable with that. They don't like that. They don't want to do that. It's causing a number of people depression, anxiety, just energetically also picking that up from people. So it is making it a bit emotionally more difficult. Okay, Allie, you need to get down. You need to sit on your bed. But it is making it more emotionally challenging than what it needs to be, because this is actually a blessing in disguise. It's a good thing. This is a great opportunity for all of us to clean out our homes. You've got projects to do, you've got things around the house to do. Do those things. You know, look at this like, oh my gosh, I get this opportunity to get the house ready. I can get my spring cleaning done. I can get these little things fixed around the house, you know, get that lamp fixed, get that light fixed, fix this part of the carpet. All these little nitnoity things that, you know, come with having a house, always need to be done. Use this opportunity to do those things. Use it as an opportunity to declutter, because clutter energetically pulls energy in your house. You know, have you ever gone through and done a really deep spring cleaning and you've just taken bag after bag to Goodwill or another organization, and afterwards you're just like, man, it feels good. It feels good to get rid of all that stuff. And what's a piece of junk to you is a treasure to somebody else, but you're looking at it like, oh my gosh, all that junk's gone and it feels amazing in here. Well, that's because it makes stagnant energy. And if you've got a lot of stuff, clutter, things sitting around your house, it's stagnant. And you probably are finding that your life is stagnant because there is stagnant energy. So do a deep spring cleaning. Get rid of all that stuff. Get the energy moving. Get your life moving. Say you're a person like me that's constantly taking things to Goodwill, but you're still like, okay, my life's kind of stagnated. Go ahead and like rearrange your furniture at this time. Take the time, go get a bucket of paint and repaint a room. Bring new life to it. But this is the opportunity for you to do those things. Now I am going to grab a sip of water. 1 second. And, oh no, I just realized the fan is running. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. Actually, give me a second. Let me take my mic off. I'm going to go shut that off real quick. And I am not going to re-record this. Typically, I would re-record it, but I'm not going to do that because we are 7 minutes in. So give me 1 second. Hoy vey, it's so loud. So loud. Okay, 1 second. You're going to hear loud noise. Put my mic back on. Now, hopefully, since I wear a mic, you were able to hear me just fine with the fan on. It's not a fan. It's actually an air purifier. And I had it on the medium speed. So sorry about that. It's off. Now everything will be clear. But again, with a mic, you should have been able to hear me just fine. We are not re-recording 7 minutes. We're not going to do that. But anyhow, use this time. Instead of looking at like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in my house. Woe is me. This is horrible. I can't escape. It's a prison in here. No, it's not a prison. It's an opportunity to get your things together, get your life together, get things clean, get things organized. But also on the flip side, excuse me. Nope, I don't have the Rona. But I do have blast lungs, so there's that. But so I cough all the time. This has been so for those of you out there, I feel your pain. Those of you that have asthma, those of you that have breathing issues and you cough all the time, like me and other people that may have blast injury. Anytime I go out and cough, oh my gosh, heads turn. Oh, it is not a good time for those of us like that to be out in the stores. Be like, no, we're not sick. We just cough all the time. Don't throw anything at us. Okay. Clean, organize projects. But on the bigger flip side, for a large number of us, this is actually a time to reflect on all areas of your life. You see all this stuff in here? And there's just everything. Oh, and it's just all flying up in the air. Love, house, home, job, every area of your life. Use this opportunity to reflect on that and reflect on, what is it that's important to you? What is it that you value? What is it that you really don't value? What is it that's just really been getting on your nerves? One too many days, one too many months. or that's just not really bringing you joy. You know, could be a job. Like, I've been doing this job because I've been doing it for 15 years, but I really don't like it. It's not making me happy. Well, use this time to spruce up your resume. Get that ready to start putting that out. Some of you, you've got a lot of these activities that you do. It just fills your time. You really don't enjoy doing them. A lot of you have done them out of obligation. But you're like, I really use this time to reflect and look back, you know, what is working in your life? What is not working in your life? So for those of you that have filled your schedule with all these obligations for other people because you have felt responsible, obligated to do these things, use this time to sit and look at that and be like, you know what? I really don't like going to that meeting every quarter. I really don't want to be sitting on that board or that team. Or I just don't want to be part of that club anymore, whatever it is. Because, you know, you're looking at, you're like, I really want more time for me. You know, I kind of like this where I can sit and breathe. I can think, I can clear my head. So no, I don't want to go play bridge every Thursday and Tuesday or, you know, whatever it is for you, because they are saying a number of you have these activities that you nonstop fill your schedule. You never have time for yourself, ever. And this is a good opportunity for you to look at that and recognize that, you know, that's not making me happy. I'm not enjoying those things. They're actually causing more stress than joy. And if it's causing more stress than joy, time to get rid of it. And for some of you, it could be friends, frenemies, lovers. Like for some of you that have continued to hold on to people and relationships that aren't really serving you, they aren't really making you happy, aren't bringing you really what you want. This is the time to sit down and look, okay, what do I want? What do I want in a partner? What would make me happy? Okay, so I need these 20, 30 things to really make me happy. You know, I need someone that's an equal partner that, you know, equally gives, that's, you know, on the same page as me, supports me, and not financially supports, but emotionally is supportive of you. And, you know, they're there for me. You know, if I get in a car accident or if I get hurt, you know, they're going to be there for me. They're going to be there through thick and thin with me. That's what I need. Instead of someone that's just kind of in the relationship, kind of enjoying the sexual benefits and the travel benefits, and that's about it. Think about, what do you want? What do you want in a partner? And then if you're putting that list together and you got these like 20, 30 things, and you realize the person that you're with doesn't have any of those things, then this is a good opportunity to cut that cord, cut that relationship, be done with it. Simplify your life so that only the people and the activities that bring you joy, bring you happiness, bring you fulfillment are remaining in your life at the end of this 2-3 week period, however long it is for you that you're indoors. But use this time. Physically clean your house and emotionally clear your house. And emotionally would be those relationship, friends, things sucking the life and time out of you. If it's not bringing you joy, if it's not bringing you happiness, if it is not fulfilling you, then this is your time to cut it out of your life. And we've been given this opportunity to heal and do those things. So use this opportunity, because if you can muster the courage to do this, to cut these things out of your life that aren't serving you, you will find that your life is going to transform swiftly in many miraculous ways. But the first step is for you to get rid of that junk that's not working for you. All of it. All of it. Use this rainy day to get rid of it. Like some of you, they're saying, they're pointing out these boots. Like some of you have been, see these sharp heels? I don't know if you can see those. Is it going to focus? Maybe. I can't tell. Okay, I think you can see them now. So those heels, you know, if somebody was to walk on you and dig those heels in deep, that would really hurt. Some of you have been in relationships where someone has been walking all over you. They've been taking you for granted. They've also been jabbing you with comments, with digs. They're saying like they've been trying to intentionally cut you to the core. They're like, I'll show them. But then they'll play all sweetly. It's almost kind of like bipolar, like split personalities, where they're like, oh, so sweet. But then they're going to say something to you, just jab you real good. If that's you, you're one of the people that needs to end your relationship. The time has come. They're also pointing out this lantern. Some of you, Because they're saying a number of you that are out there that have relationships, a lot of you have some relationships to end. And you've just been dragging your feet on it. Hence your life is stagnated. Hence you're unhappy. And you're in this miserable state. Hence God has said, oh, y'all get a time out. Time out. Y'all are not doing what you need to do. You are not cutting out this toxic relationship so we can bring you something better. So we're going to let you all just sit down. Think about it until you do something about it. So me and the others, we'd kind of like to get out of our house. So it'd be best if you could do it ASAP so that we could all be set free. That'd be really good because, if God's like, hey, we're going to put you all in a timeout until you finally cut loose what we told you and have been encouraging you for months and years to cut loose. We will make you all sit in your homes until you can finally do this because you can't move forward. We're going through an ascension, all types of stuff. We're not going to cover that today, but you can't move forward and proceed forward until you finally cut this. This has got to get out of your life now. So we're just going to let you sit and think about it till you finally do it. Now, the rest of us don't want to be held hostage in our homes until August. So if you could cut that immediately, for those of you that know that this is you that they're talking about, that would be great for all of us. I'm one of the people that's getting rid of junk and clutter. But those of you with the relationship, they're saying the time has come. They're wanting to give the clarity on it because some of you are like, who, me? Yeah, you. They've been giving you signs for how long? Yes, you know it's you. But let them paint you more of a picture. This lantern, they're pointing out this lantern. So they're saying like this person, it used to be filled with light. They used to light up when they were around you. You would light up when you were around them. You just had fun. You enjoyed each other. And all relationships do kind of get into a place of monotony. If you've been in a relationship for years, it becomes routine. But if there's deep love and it's satisfying and a fulfilling relationship, there's still going to be that spark. There's no spark. There's been no spark. You've not been lighting up in a long time. They're saying a number of you for a couple of years. They're not lighting up. It's because they're saying they're not the light of your life. The light of your life is through a different doorway. But you need to clean up where you are to go through that doorway. So, for all of you that have a relationship to end, please use this opportunity to do that. And they're saying for most, it's not just that. That's like your big thing. Also cut out those other things that aren't making you happy and ready your home. Prepare yourself for what's to come. And for everyone, just prepare. Get ready. Get things cleaned up. Because it's going to be a fast and furious year. We have a lot of things coming this year. Good things. It's not going to all be like this. Don't worry. Lots of good things coming. But get yourself ready. Clear out the clutter. They are encouraging everyone to laugh. Again, when you laugh, when you smile, it pushes away 57,000 lower vibrational beings. And since many people are falling into a state of depression, anxiety, worry, laugh, smile, watch a funny show, listen to a comedian, do something silly in your house, have a dance party in the shower. Just don't fall. I had a friend fall in the shower recently, broke 2 bones in her leg. Don't do that. Be safe, be careful, but laugh. And they're also encouraging you to be of service, especially to elderly. You can see that. So she's got 2 loved ones watching over her from the other side that aren't physically with her. Or they could be like at this time with her from a distance and then someone sitting next to her bed. Now, this time we are all being tested. This is actually a test for us to see if we are going to be of service to self. We're just going to get stuff for ourselves. We're just going to watch out for ourselves. We're not going to check on anybody else. We're just going to make sure we good. I'm good. I don't care about any of y'all. I got what I need. Or are we going to be of service to others? And not just of service to others physically to make sure, okay, do you have food? Do you have medicine? Are you okay? Do you have what you need? But also, how are you feeling? How are you emotionally to boost their spirits? Some of you have elderly near you in your developments nearby in your neighborhood. You've seen some of the footage online where at some nursing homes people can't go visit their loved ones, which would be kind of like these two. And they can't physically see them, so of course, until they're put into some formal lockdown where they cannot leave their home like we are here in Ohio now, they would travel and go sit outside their window and wave and chat that way. They're encouraging you to check on the elderly near you. Check on them, make sure that they have everything that they need physically. I know when I was purchasing things, the Angels actually had me start to purchase things back in February, and they also put me in a little, we'll say, their informal lockdown back in February, because I do have what's called blast lung and autoimmune issues because of the rocket blast. So I am a person that's considered high risk, which has been really nice because some of my friends and even friends I haven't talked to in a while, they've all over the past 3 or so weeks have just been messaging me, how are you doing, babe? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? You need food? We'll go to the grocery for you. I mean, it's just meant so much to me. It's been amazing. But there are people in as they're saying for a lot of you, you have elderly, especially in your neighborhood. And you could have some disabled, you could have some high-risk people, but they are showing me elderly that really need that human connection, need to know that they matter. Because unfortunately, today's society, it's led to believe that, once you get over a certain age, it don't matter, you're on your deathbed, just wait until you're gone. That is not true. They have amazing stories, and they still have life to live and things to enjoy. So let them know that they matter, because they do. I have an older neighbor lady, and she and I, when we get outside, take walks, and I love her. She's become a very great, dear friend of mine. So when I was purchasing things, I was actually purchasing extra for her, which worked out well, and also helped some of my neighbors. But check on them, because there are some of you, they're showing me that you have some elderly in your neighborhood. You know how sometimes you'll hear these stories of, this couple had been married for 40 years and, then her husband passed away, and then within a few weeks she died. But there was no physical reason. It was not like she had a heart attack. There was no concrete information like, oh my gosh, her kidneys failed. There was none of that. There was no aneurysm. It's just she died. Well, she died of a broken heart. So for some of you, this is what they need to continue to move forward, to not die, to not give up, to not lose hope. So check on them. Even if you are where I am, we are in this shelter-in-place state. We can leave our home to go to the grocery store to pick up stuff, but we're not, supposed to be driving around, going places. We're supposed to be hanging out at home. We can, however, walk in our neighborhood. We're encouraged to take a walk, go for a bike ride, do those things. So if you don't have the restrictions, because there are some locations where you literally are not even allowed to step out of your home. In those instances, call, text, FaceTime, check on them that way. And if you do find that they need something, they are saying your authorities would allow you to go and do a delivery to their front step, because that is something that it's vital, life or death. They need this medicine. They need this food. They would allow that. But for those of you that are like me that can still get outside of your house, go get outside of your house, Go knock on their window, wave at them, have them, like if it was me, go and check on my neighbor across the street. I would have her prop her patio door open, and then I would sit out on the other end of the patio and just talk and say, hi, how are you? How are things going? Do that, connect with them, talk with them, see how they're doing. Because just that conversation is going to boost their spirits. It's going to lift them up. Because if they're truly isolated on their own, and a lot of older people, they're not technologically savvy. There is a reason why in prisons, when they want to give someone the ultimate punishment, they give them true isolation. 0 interaction with other humans. It makes them go insane. Because as humans, we need that human connection. We need it. It is vital for our souls to thrive. It is vital to give us that boost, that encouragement that we need to go another day, so we don't die of heartbreak or sorrow or sadness. So make sure you're checking on them. If you know someone that's alone, check on them. And they're saying even somebody that's alone, because for some of you, it's not necessarily, they're saying large majority of you though, it is elderly. But there are some of you that you do know someone that's alone, and they may not have many friends and family to talk with, to chat with. So check on them, make sure they're okay. So that way, at the end of this, we can all say, oh my gosh, that was an amazing experience. I got to connect with people. I got to have a deeper connection with people, because that's what this is about. Oh my gosh, I got to, stop having my focus on electronics all the time, to having a deeper connection with people, reconnecting with people. And then you'll have passed that test of service to others, which is what this is about at this time. There's a number of things it's about. They have just set us up for this magical transformation time. And they do want you to know, lastly, before we go to people's messages, that this is, in fact, a magical time. It really is. So enjoy it, savor it, use this to your advantage so that you can see your life magically transform. Now, we are going to pull out people's questions. Okay. So how many do I have today? 7? 3? Yep, 7. Okay. So we are going to get started with your Q&A. Are you guys excited? Now, for those of you that are just here for the general message, you are welcome to leave. However, if you stay, you're likely going to find that some of these messages are applicable to you, because that's kind of how the angels work. They will bring in a message for one that maybe resonates with like 700 other people. Okay. And apologies up front if I butcher your name. I don't mean to. Please don't get upset. Just know that it's probably going to happen. So let's start first. We have Shelley Geiman. So Shelley would like to know, I've cleared out my past content, raised my vibration, ready and open for a true match. Do you see that coming in soon? Yes. They are saying this spring. It could be as early as May. But it is someone that you know. Okay. It's someone that you already know. They are coming back. Previously, they did not see the connection for what it was. And don't take that as a personal hit. That happens a lot with people that have strong soulmate connections. And it could just be a high soulmate connection. It could be a twin soul connection. But when someone has a very strong connection, a lot of times, until they've healed and done their stuff, they may not recognize it for what it is. So maybe, there's some people out there that they need to go do their womanizing, or they need to go do their travels, or they need to do whatever. And that until they finish healing and doing their healing, then they're not ready for the relationship yet. So they're not going to recognize it for what it is yet, because that's so that they are going to have their opportunity to heal first. So they do now see the connection clearly. They did just recently, in the past few months, see the connection clearly. And they will be returning. Now, these dogs have got the best ears. Someone is turning their car around out front. They can't even see them. She is sitting on the couch and she is barking. I mean, what a fierce little 3-pound protector I have. Teacup Yorkies, they think they're pit bulls. There are some things that they're not happy that they did, that they're ashamed that they did. They will share that with you. But now that they do recognize the connection, they are excited. And you do make them want to strive to do better, to be better. So yeah, they're going to be coming back. And you know that. You've been feeling that recently, which is why you've even been feeling like, oh my gosh, I've got to get ready. I've got to get ready. Something's about to happen. Something's about to change. I better get my house ready. Get my act together. It's because you know that they're coming back. So next question, number 2, R.L. Bright. I recently started seeing someone, but he lives in a different state. Just want to know if either of us will be moving to be with each other. It is not likely at this time. And that's not to say things can't change, because things can change all the time, say someone's, not meant to be in a relationship with someone, but say something, maybe that person goes through like a near-death experience, or they go through something like right now, where they're just like, oh my gosh, now they start to question their life, what's working, what's not working. Because when someone goes through you'll find, like, if you've ever met anybody that's gone through a near-death experience, it is a total transformative thing. Things that used to matter in their life, suddenly they don't care about it anymore, because after that, they realize, holy crap, I've been given this second chance at life. I don't want to waste one more day on something that is irrelevant, meaningless. That's a waste. And they will cut things out of their life that are a waste. So say maybe before they were drinking, they were a heavy drinker and boozer. And afterwards they're like, oh my gosh, I've sat in a drunken stupor for years, missing out on my life. What the hell was wrong with me? Oh, why did it have to take almost dying to shake me out of that and realize you're losing this opportunity to find true meaning and joy in your life? Or maybe they had addictions, porn addictions, drug addictions, or maybe they were just, hopping from relationship to relationship, just having sexual flings with one person after another, like, I don't ever want to get committed, nothing, this doesn't really mean anything to me. I just want to get a little fun, get a little bedroom time, and travel with somebody, and that's really about it. But then after they have this near-death experience, they almost die, and maybe that, all those people that they were with weren't showing up at the room, and then they feel alone, and then they finally realize, like, you know what, I don't want to die alone. I don't want to be alone, because as humans, we're not meant to be alone. We're meant to be connected. So then after they have that near-death experience, they're like, oh no, I'm going to find the one who has these things that I want, that I feel this deep connection with, and we're going to have family, or we're going to do these amazing things and have this wonderful life together, because that's what I want. That brings me meaning and joy. And I'm going to start spending more time with my family. But you'll notice when they have a near-death experience, suddenly they know what really matters in life and what doesn't. And they cut out all the junk that doesn't matter anymore. That's what we're all being given an opportunity right now to do. If it doesn't matter, get it out of your life. So for some, this is going to be such a shocking, eye-opening revelation moment for some people. It is going to be like a near-death experience for some people, where they're going to be like, oh my God, I've wasted 30, 40, 50 years of my life. What the heck was I thinking? None of this has mattered. I want something that matters. So, with that being said, people can change. Things can change, because, I can be told someone, no, that's not the relationship for them. At this time, not the right one. Which is, what they'll be saying. And then if that person does go through some huge transformation, because we do have free will, maybe that person goes through a near-death experience, maybe they go through something like this, and they're like, okay, I want to do these things. Well, then at that point, okay, now it's shifted and changed. And I share that because there is potential for this to change. At this time, it does not look like the two of you are going to be moving to be with each other. But they're not giving me a firm no. They're giving me that there could be some changes occurring this year. And if those things change, then yes, you would be moving to be together, but it would be at least a year from now. Okay? So hopefully that helped. Okay, number 3. Christina, oh, here we go with butchering. Christina Schmeiduk. SCHMEIDUK. You'll know who you are, because I'm also going to type your name in the comments below. Christina would like to know, will I get married with the man that I feel is my twin flame? Okay. And I'm going to take another sip of water. And for those of you that are here, please don't complain down below. Oh my gosh, you keep taking sips of water. Yes, I am taking, because I am parched. I am going through this very intense detoxification of my body right now, trying to detox of heavy metals and stuff, and it makes me parched. There's no way around it. And I don't want to not do these readings for you guys, but the only way I can do these readings is to take a sip of water every so often. So if you all can be okay with that, we can have these chats and do these readings. But if it's really that bad, then I won't do readings. And I know you don't want that to happen. So I'm going to have to take a sip of water so my body can do its healing detoxification and we can all still hang out. So give me a second. And I know on your end, I do try to cover the mic. It is hard because my mic is clipped right on my chest, but hopefully it's not too loud. So Christina. Yes, you are going to marry this man who is your twin soul. Although it's likely not going to be around until around 2022. So you've been talking about it. You've been thinking it's going to be this year. But there are some things that they are questioning at this time. And it's not just the relationship. Now, the relationship is one of the many things, but it's not because they don't care about you. They do love you. They do care about you. They're just feeling uncertain about a whole lot of things in life right now. It's almost like they're going through a midlife crisis, which, on the flip side, is good. Because they're going through a lot of healing, a lot of deep healing. And when someone's going through a lot of deep healing, it does make them question everything. Kind of like a person who has a near-death experience. They're going to question everything afterwards, and they're going to make some changes in their life. When someone's going through tremendous healing, they too question everything in life. What's working, what's not working. Did I make the right decisions? They're reflecting on things. They're healing things, releasing things. They just need the time to figure things out. And it's not just with you, it's with everything. So don't be upset, don't take it personally. It is, they're just looking at everything in life, and it is overwhelming for them. And they just need a little bit of space to figure that out and face some of their own demons. And you will get there. You will get there. And just remember that they do love you. They do care about you. It's not you. They just need to work through this stuff. They need to work through their healing. And we are in a time where we have a lot of divine support pushing us to get our healing done. So, like or not, we'll be locked up in our homes to get our healing done. So just hang there. Yes, you will be getting married to your twin soul. You are correct. Sam Lee wants to know, when will my job move forward? Oh, that's so easy, Sam. I love it. Thank you for the easy question. Shout out to you for an easy question. In a few months, in June. They're saying it's going to be in June. So you're very, very close. Okay, let's see here. Now we are on to Teresa Jordan. Is the man that I'm currently with the person I'm meant to be with for the rest of my life, or are we just supposed to learn something from each other? Okay. We're going to pull you some cards. Yay! We're finally going to pull some cards for somebody. And these were the ones I did the crazy mad shuffles on. So they are good. Okay. Pull these down a little bit closer for you so you can see the detail. I don't have to pick them all up. Okay, so you have deception. This is in reverse. At the bottom it says someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Then you have past life relationship. You have known each other before. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And then you have stay optimistic about your love life, although this is in reverse. At the bottom it says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So this is a very solid soulmate connection. It's a divine connection, very high level soulmate connection. Which is why you felt this instant attraction to him. But there is a lot of healing going on, a lot of spiritual growth and development going on. They are not cheating on you. They are not lying to you. They do need to release their ex, though. Now, sometimes releasing the ex, like if I would have pulled that card, but the angels are telling me that they need to release them. It doesn't, sometimes it's like, release the baggage, release the emotions. But it's not for him, emotions. It's not that he's in love with her and, misses her. It's because they still are intertwined. So it's either like he's still officially married, like the divorce hasn't been concluded completely, or they're in some legal contractual binding agreement. So it could be properties that they own, something that they own together, business together. But they need to release her. And the two of you, because you're not feeling very optimistic about it. I'm getting like, it's because there's no communication. So you're not feeling very optimistic. So he's not opening up. It's almost like he's clamming up, not speaking, not communicating, which is interesting because he needs you to open up first. And once you open up and share how you feel, what your expectations are, what you desire, and how you feel, then he will open up and communicate. His ex was very controlling. And they are afraid to speak about their past. They're afraid you're going to judge them. But once you open up and communicate, you will find that they will start, because they'll realize, okay, so these feelings I have, they are real. She feels the same way. Okay, I can trust her. And then they'll start to open up. So yes, things are going to work out, but they will work out after the two of you begin to communicate with each other, because that's your block right now. So hopefully that helps. On to Tracye Eriksen. Tracye wants to know, did I imagine the connection with him? Oh, let's see. We'll pull some cards for you too. You get 4 too. Okay. Move these down here. Well, at least you have more upright. So you have children. Your love life is being affected by children. Attraction in reverse. At the bottom it says, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And then you've got, give your relationship a chance. At the bottom it says, work on your partnership. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So no, you did not imagine the connection with him. It was a very short-lived relationship. It's like you guys didn't even get time to develop it fully before you went in separate directions. But it was a very early blossoming relationship, just getting to know each other, and then bam, it ended. Hence why you're questioning, was it there, was it not there? There is a connection. He's just not open to it yet. Because he has healing that he needs to do. He has a fear of failure. And he's not wanting to fail in a relationship with you like he has failed in relationships with others. He also has money concerns. And it's not money concerns like he's a pauper. Come here, baby girl. Now you can probably hear little Lexi. Oh, Lexi's also congested. She doesn't have the Rona either, but she is congested. She has serious little allergies. Come on. And she's too small to jump up, and she's going to continue to sit here trying to get me to pick her up. Hopefully she won't slam into the table, because what she usually does is she'll sit there and she'll stare at me, and she'll keep stretching, and she won't let me get her. And then when I finally give up on trying to help her get up in the chair, then she dives at me, and then she head bumps my leg because she can't jump up the whole way. And hopefully she's not going to do that and hit our little table. Come here. Come on. Come on. Sorry, I'm doing your reading right in the middle of the day when I normally will sit and play with these two for a moment. So they're like, hey, Ma. Ma. Okay, lay down and take a nap. We'll play later. Okay. Sorry about that. Yorkies. They're like toddlers. But not money concerns like he's poor and he's got, he doesn't have 2 dimes to rub together. But kind of like he wants to, because there were money concerns when he was young, he wants to make sure that there's a solid financial foundation. He prides himself on that. But he's also kind of like all over the place. He's like in, he's out, he's back, he's forth. I can see why you have confusion, because he's out of balance, completely out of balance. He's going to need to find that balance and work through his stuff before the two of you could be able to move forward. So do be open for if and when he contacts you, but don't put your life on hold, you know. And that happens with many. That happens with twin flames. Like a lot of times I'll be talking with a client that's a twin flame, even myself, being a twin flame, and being told to move on. Because at some point we have to look at, okay, what are they truly physically doing? And that's one of the things that, you know, Archangel Michael and my team had come through with me, that like, look, yes, he is the one for you. He is your other half. The two of you are supposed to be getting married and have babies. Like, I've seen our son come through so many times. It looks exactly like him. But at the same time, the clock's ticking. And they're really getting frustrated with that whole thing. But the clock's ticking. You know, you can only wait so long. So like, they've come through with me like, no, you're going to start dating. Since he is not doing the things that he needs to do, he's not, like so many others, not releasing relationships and things that aren't serving him. He's not moving in your direction. You know, they can give, you know, you can drag a horse to water, but you can't make a horse drink. So they can give him signs all day long. But at the end of the day, when rubber meets the road, it's up to him. Is he going to do it, or is he not going to do it? So what they'd come through with me is, your life's not going to be on hold anymore. We're bringing other people in. Period. We've been trying so hard to make it work with him, trying to get it, but he refuses to budge. He's like many twins out there that, you know, they're divine masculine, just digging their heels in. And for various reasons, you know, some of them it's because they're afraid, like, okay, what if this isn't going to work? What if this, you know, I made this up in my mind? What if I'm crazy? For some, it's they've still got things that they need to heal, and they're just refusing to do their healing. So they got us worldwide now locked into our home so that they can finally do their darn healing, get it done. But, you know, when the rubber meets the road, what are they doing? What are they not doing? So if they're not physically calling, if they're not physically showing up, if they're not physically being there, at some point we have to look at, okay, what are they physically doing, and move forward. And that's what my team's had me do. And I know that's what they've had many do. And it's interesting when I talk to twin flames and give the guidance of, you just need to move forward. But I don't want to. I love them. I get it. I love mine too. Nothing I want more than to be in physical union with my twin. But at the end of the day, he's not calling. He's not showing up. He's not quarantined here with me. He's not here with me. He's made other choices. So I have to make choices. Can't put my life on hold. And you, Tracy, can't put your life on hold either. Because they're saying you are having a hard time moving forward. But that is the very thing that you need to do at this time. And you'll know that, and you know that, because they'll bring other people in, like my team when they were like, okay. Because like last year, it was funny. Last year, they kept setting up these times that I would pass him. And the one time I physically saw him, and there were a number of times that I never physically saw him, and they said that, because they would get irritated with me, because, you know, I have this list of errands that I'm going to run, and I'd be like, oh, well, since this one store's on the right-hand side, I'm just going to pop in there real quick. And they're like, oh, for the love of God, will you stop? Just go directly where we need you to go. We're trying to divinely time so that he can see you, because we're trying to slap him silly into, hello, don't you see this? Don't you realize where you're really supposed to be, who you're really supposed to be with? And then I would mess it up, because I'd be like, but it makes sense, because like the gas station's on the right side and the grocery store's right there, so, you know. So I did not make their job easy, but there were a number of times where he did in fact see me. I did not see him, but they blasted him last year, nonstop with signs. Get out of the relationship you're with. Call her. She's the one. You're not happy. All types of things, but there's no action being taken. None. So we get into 2020 and they're like, well, we're still trying. My son, our son, my twin and I, we have this son that's supposed to be coming in. Looks just like my twin. I'll be one of those women, if they can pull this off, that will have a child that looks exactly like their daddy, nothing like their mom. But they can't force him. They've tried everything. So when we got into this year, they're like, okay, we're still going to work on him, but I mean, they're like face palm. We don't know what to do, so we're just going to start bringing others in. We're going to bring others in. And if it has to get to that point, we'll bring you someone in that can understand that you're deeply, truly in love with someone else, and they'll be okay with it. And that is where you are, Tracye. Because this person is a twin of yours. They're saying twin soul. Doesn't matter. They're your twin. They're your other half. That's why you feel this deep connection, this pull to them. That's why you're like, oh my gosh, I barely knew him. Why do I long for him? Why do I feel such deep love and connection for him? Well, because he's your other half. He's your twin. He's your other half. He is part of you. But until he does his work and does those things, there's nothing that you can do. And they're encouraging you to not put your life on hold any longer, because they have been bringing, and they're going to be bringing more opportunities into your life. So enjoy those opportunities and be open to the others that they're bringing in. Continue to be open to your twin, and just pray and see what God and the angels can do. Because either way, they're going to be bringing you in some love. So if it's not the twin, they will bring you someone that is a very, very strong soulmate connection. Although they haven't given up on him yet, which is why they still want you to be open to him. But they want you to be open to others at this time as well. And we think about it, for some, their twins need to feel them being connected to somebody else to give up where they are. And the last one is J3ss K, J3ss K. Your question: is it time for my karmic relationship to be dissolving in April? Oh, the girls are barking. Oh, hold on one. Okay. Girls. Okay, sorry about that. My neighbor brought something back over to me. And I'm like, I'm so close to the end, I don't want to stop it. You guys don't know, but I pause these readings throughout if I've got to go to the ladies' room or whatever. Or in the instance, like she just dropped something off the porch, if I was halfway through, I would stop it and I would splice it together. But I'm already going to have to splice, and I don't want to splice anymore. So she's gone now. The girls are calm. We're going to get this last one done. Okay. So, I think this is Jess. It's J3ss K. And if your name's not Jess, I'm going to say Jess, because I think that's what that's supposed to be standing for. But J3ss K, we're going to call you Jess, asks, is it time for my karmic relationship to be dissolving in April? No, it's still off. Probably not till this fall, September. Earliest could be like June, July, but I'm getting more of a sense it's not really going to finally be over until the fall, around September. And that is ugly. Oh dear. Well, I'm glad that you know that it needs to be over, because the cards are all obviously clearly saying that. Look, there are cards upright. There really are. You don't have any of them upright, but there are cards in this deck that are upright. Wow. So the first card you have is True Love, which is reversed. The bottom says this is the romance of a lifetime. It is not, in fact, the romance of a lifetime. And then you have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. You are not discussing your feelings with each other. You are not having those conversations. You are not opening up. You both are not planning to take this any deeper and further. You have pay attention to the red flags. It says the signs are cautioning you. Now see how she's like looking. She's paying attention. She's got the screen pulled back. She's like, I see those red flags. I'm going to watch my step. Or like in your case, I see that. So I'm going to go ahead and nip this. I'm going to end this now. Because I'm going to go ahead and cut my losses, because this is not for me. But you're not doing that. You're still in it. Still not ending it. And it's really for comfort. Because like you don't feel that they're the one either. But we're in relationships with people, sometimes we just be like comfortable having somebody there. You know, it's better to have somebody than no one. But the problem with that is that you block the door for the other one to come in. Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. That's reversed. You're not having fun. You're not flirting. You're not doing enjoyable little romantic things, sweet things for each other. The problem is, and I want to talk about that comfort thing a little bit more. So for many of those out there that they've been talking about ending relationship, like no joke, use this time to end the relationship. What people don't understand is energetically, so especially if someone's intended to be with a very high level soulmate or twin flame or twin soul, energetically, you're blocking the one who's meant to come in if you're holding on to the one that is not meant for you. Because energetically, the one that is meant for you, they're picking up on that. They may even be able to if they're a twin flame, they're going to physically know. Because they're going to hear your thoughts. They're going to physically feel you. They're going to know. He's shagging her. Or she's shagging him. Like, the twin flames will physically feel each other when they're intimate with someone else. And it rips them to the core. Twin flames also physically feel each other if they go and they break a bone or they twist an ankle or they're having heart palpitations or heart issues, whatever it may be. They'll physically feel their other twin, their other half. That's what a twin is. Whether you're a twin flame or twin soul, your twin is your other half. You have a deep connection that no one else is ever going to have with you. So you feel that, you know. And if they're not a twin, if they're a high-level soulmate, you're still going to know. Like my mom and stepdad, they'll just know what's going through each other. They just feel it. Not that they're telepathically communicating, but they are very high-level soulmates. And like my mom know right away, oh, something's wrong with him. Oh, I better give him a call. What's going on? Are you all right? Everything okay? Because you just know. So they know. If you're dealing with a high soulmate that's going to be coming in, they'll know, even if they've never met you. Their soul will know, they're not ready yet. So I'll just continue to sit over here. No need for me to go in their direction. Because they're still not single. They're still hanging around with someone that's not deserving of them, which really is a messed up thing for twins. Because really what that means when it comes to twin flames, twin souls, is that twin does not love themselves. Because twins cannot come into physical union until they love themselves individually and know that they are enough just as they are. So if you have one twin, say you have a divine masculine and he's hanging on to a karmic female and they're in this relationship and he's not really happy, they don't really see each other that often, maybe they just go on a little trip occasionally or hang out to have a weekend together or go to a concert together or something. But that's about it. No long-term plans, nothing. It just, gives them some company every once in a while. They're not happy. Not really who they want to be with, but it'll work. They're not loving themselves enough to know that, no, I deserve something better. I deserve to be with someone that makes me happy, brings me joy. And for some, like they're in karmic relationships where the karmics are toxic. They say hurtful, rude things to them. They tear them down. They're mean, and they still keep putting up with it. Which means they don't love themselves. If they're going to put up with that shenanigans, they do not love themselves. And until they love themselves enough to say, oh, hell no, no more. We're done here. You got to go, baby. Here's your stuff. Bye, Felicia. Ciao. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Until they love themselves enough to know that they deserve better and they finally end it, they're not going to be able to come into union with their twin. Because twins must love themselves first. And when you love yourself, you don't put up with this stuff. When you have finally healed enough to know, be it romantic partners, be it frenemies, anything that's not deserving, when you love yourself, you just don't put up with those things anymore. You also just don't do things you don't feel obligated to do things anymore. Like if it's something you really just don't want to do, you're not going to feel guilty to do it anymore because you love yourself enough to kindly and compassionately say, no, thank you for the invitation, but I have to decline. Because you don't want to do it. And you don't do those things anymore because you finally love yourself enough to know that, dang it, I matter just as much as they matter. I matter more than they matter at times. And how I feel and what I desire, does matter. So when it comes to twins, until they love themselves enough and just love themselves, they can't come into union. So that door energetically is blocked. And that happens also with soulmates. You do have an extremely high level soulmate. Could be twin soul. But they're not going to come in until the doorway is cleared. You're allowing someone to block their way. Once there's no blockage in the doorway, then the one you're meant to be with can come through. But that really is up to you. And whatever you do is going to be perfect and right for you. That's your call. But at this point, it does not appear that it will dissolve and fall away until this fall. And that's because there is still an element of comfort in this relationship. And it could be that you live together. It could be maybe you've got a place you live together. You're like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to go through all the headache of splitting this and splitting that. Oh, what a headache. I'll deal with it next month. Okay, I'll deal with it next month. But right now, looking like the fall could be earlier. That is your call. And I do hope that helps. I hope that helps all of you. Hang in there, everyone. We are going to get through this. Again, if you're somebody that can get out, take a walk, do those things. Everybody do something that's going to make you laugh, going to raise your vibration, bring you a little bit of joy. And if you do have a question that you would like to have answered, again, one question, place it below, and I will put your name in the hat for the next time I do a reading, which will likely be on Sunday. Wishing you all a lot of love, joy, and blessings.